Morning to you down in Cape Town. What are you expecting over what is going to be a very busy few days?
Well, very good morning to you, Gareth. And you're really sort of feeling the hustle and bustle in Cape Town. So apart from the fact that we've got lots of concerts over the next couple of days, the World Economic Forum has also brought over 1,000 delegates to Cape Town. And in fact, we're looking at record numbers. And important to note that this year's theme is delivering on Africa's promise. And it's really exciting stuff that we're seeing because it is about growth, it is about curbing unemployment and looking at all the opportunities. Joining me now is Elsie Kanza. She's the Director Head for the World Economic Forum, Director Head of Africa at the World Economic Forum, and she joins us now this morning. Elsie, thank you very much for your time. And it is exciting because we've got a record number of people coming, and it's not just politicians. We're actually looking at the private sector playing a far more important role, and we're looking at international, multinational companies here.
Yes, we're actually expecting over 1,000 participants, and they're coming from over 80 countries around the world. Approximately about 60% of our participants are from the business community, and we're happy to note that the majority are African and from all across the continent, almost 40 countries represented. So we're very excited by the overall turnout. The World Economic Forum is a multi-stakeholder community, and we're particularly proud that this year we've managed to have 22% of our participants be women. We have a strong participation also from our youth communities, religious leaders, civil society organizations, as well as the academic community.
This year's theme is delivering on Africa's promise, and it's a promise of growth, a promise of trying to sort out all the problems that we see in Africa. And we know that we've got unemployment sitting at around 70%. It's a massive number. Do you think that we can deliver on the promise that we've actually given the world about being the last and the only big economic frontier?
Well, absolutely. And that is the promise that we're aspiring to, and it wouldn't happen today. We're really looking forward to the next 40, 50 years. By 2040, Africa will have a labor force larger than China. And really the starting point is that we've been making good progress. We've managed to stay resilient despite the global economic slowdown, and this provides the conditions to focus on getting the basics right. So the focus this year is, one, accelerating economic diversification, reducing reliance on primary commodities, moving up the value chain, becoming much more competitive. Africa still lags behind the rest of the world in terms of competitiveness, for example. The second key area of focus is boosting strategic infrastructure, and with a particular focus on connecting the continent. It is still more expensive to move goods within the continent rather than with the rest of the world. And this is pretty concerning when you realize that a lot more investment is taking place between African countries than from the world to Africa. The third area of focus is unlocking Africa's talent. By 2015, Africa is expected to be the youngest continent in the world. We're seeing approximately 10 million people joining the labor force every year, right? How do you create 1 million jobs a month, right? How do we equip our young people with the skills that they need, the opportunities that they need to be able to tap into their full potential?
A lot of questions that are being asked there, and hopefully we'll get the answers over the next few days. What about South Africa's role as being the gateway into the rest of the African continent? And we saw the BRICS summit also wrapping up earlier this year. Do you think that South Africa is losing its competitive edge to the likes of Nigeria or even Ghana?
Well, South Africa is a strategic country in Africa. It is the most modern economy, has the best infrastructure, and is also the most connected with the rest of the world. And this is particularly important because, as I said, we're seeing a lot more investment by the African business community within Africa, and South Africa has a strong financial base. So in that respect, it's a great opportunity and a stepping stone to the rest of Africa in terms of promoting its growth.
We're talking about Africa being relatively resilient. When we saw the world economic crisis playing out, we saw that Africa also got hard hits as well, but at the same time it created opportunities because people want to tap into the African consumer. How safe are we? How resilient are we from any kind of issues that might play out on the global front?
Well, I don't have the answer for that. This is particularly why we've decided to focus on this particular theme, delivering on Africa's promise, which is about action, it's about execution, and how we can learn from what's worked and how we can learn also from what's not worked so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. And my expectation is that by the end of the week we'll have an answer to that question.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, Elsie. Much appreciated. Elsie Kanza, she's the Director Head for Africa at the World Economic Forum. Gareth, it's back to you. And of course we'll be doing crossings throughout the day, keeping you updated from Cape Town.
News that moves. eNCA.com.